Have you ever felt the grip of fear and anxiety, paralyzing your thoughts and actions? It's a sensation we've all experienced at some point. It's like a shadow that creeps into our lives, casting doubt, uncertainty, and stress. Fear and anxiety, they're not just emotions. They can impact our well-being, our relationships, and even our perspectives on the world around us. It's important to recognize and address these feelings, not just for our personal health, but also for the overall wellness of our society. Because you see, fear and anxiety are universal. They don't discriminate. They touch the rich and the poor, the young and the old, the strong and the weak alike. Yet, in spite of their pervasive nature, we are not left without tools to combat them. The Bible, a beacon of hope and solace, shines its light on our path, guiding us through our darkest moments. While fear and anxiety may seem overwhelming, the Scriptures offers us guidance and comfort in these trying times. The Bible acknowledges our human tendency to fear, yet it also provides us with comforting words and wisdom. In the vast tapestry of biblical text, there are numerous verses that speak to our fears, offering solace and guidance in times of anxiety. One such verse is found in the book of Isaiah 41:10. This verse says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." In context, this verse is part of God's message to his people, assuring them of his protection and help amidst their fears and uncertainties. The same promise holds true for us today. When we feel overwhelmed by fear, we can remember these words and take comfort in the fact that we are not alone. God is with us, ready to strengthen and uphold us. Another verse that addresses fear is found in 2 Timothy 1:7. "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." This verse reminds us that fear is not from God. Instead, he has given us power, love, and a sound mind to drive out our fears. It's interesting to note that this verse was written by the Apostle Paul to Timothy, a young leader facing daunting responsibilities and challenges. Paul's words serve as a timeless reminder that fear does not have to control us. We can release our fears to him and allow his great exchange to happen, his perfect love. In the book of Psalms 33:4, we find another comforting verse. "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me." This verse, written by King David, speaks of God's presence and protection in the midst of life's darkest valleys. These scriptures remind us that we are not alone in our fears and that God is always there to help us. While faith is a powerful tool, there are also practical steps we can take to manage fear and anxiety. Firstly, try to live being fully present in the moment, acknowledging your feelings without judgment. When fear or anxiety surfaces, instead of pushing it away, recognize it, release it to God, and allow him to pour into you his peace. Take the time as you can to get extra rest to help offset fear and anxiety. When we are tired, we are more vulnerable. Secondly, maintaining a healthy lifestyle can greatly affect our mental health. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, can all work wonders in managing fear and anxiety. When our bodies are in peak condition, we are better equipped to handle emotional stress. Remember, your body is a temple, and taking care of it is a form of worship. Next, never underestimate the power of a strong support system. Reach out to trusted friends or family when you're feeling overwhelmed. Sometimes just vocalizing our fears can make them seem less daunting. And remember, it's okay to lean on others. We are not meant to face life's struggles alone. Moreover, it's important to remember that it's okay to seek professional help when needed. If your fear and anxiety feel too overwhelming to manage on your own, therapists and counselors are trained to help you navigate these feelings. There's no shame in needing a little extra support. Finally, remember to combine these practical actions with your faith. Prayer can provide a spiritual anchor, a constant reminder that you're not alone in your struggles. The peace that surpasses all understanding can often be found in the quiet moments of sincere prayer and reflection. And remember, fear is a common experience to all at different times and seasons. It's a human response to uncertainty, a signal that we care deeply about something. But by taking these steps, we can begin to control how we react to fear and anxiety instead of letting them control us. By taking these steps, we can begin to regain control over our fears and anxieties. Prayer and faith are powerful weapons against fear and anxiety. Imagine wielding a sword and a shield in a battle against your fears. Now picture that sword as your faith, cutting through the darkness, and that shield as your prayer, guarding you from the onslaught of worries. Yes, this is the power of prayer and faith, a might that can help us overcome our deepest fears and anxieties. In Philippians 4:6-7, beautifully illustrates this. It encourages us not to be anxious about anything. Instead, in every situation, we should present our requests to God through prayer and petition, and with thanksgiving. This act of surrender, of trusting our concerns to a higher power, can bring us a peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace that can guard our hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. Prayer, in this context, is more than a ritual or dry words. It's a conversation, a heartfelt dialogue with God. It's about opening up our worries, our fears, and our hopes to Him. It's about acknowledging our own limitations and recognizing the limitless power of God. And faith? Faith is the trust and confidence that we place in God. It's the belief that God is with us, even when we walk through the darkest valleys of fear. It's the conviction that God will lead us to green pastures of peace and still waters of comfort. So what does this mean for us in our battle against fear and anxiety? It means that we are not alone. It means that we have the most potent weapons at our disposal. It means that we can lean on the promises of God and find solace in His presence. Remember, fear and anxiety may be big, but our God is bigger. Our fears may be strong, but our faith is stronger. Our anxieties may seem overwhelming, but the peace of God is over-encompassing. Through prayer and faith, we can find peace and comfort, even in the midst of fear and anxiety. Fear and anxiety may be part of our human experience, but they do not have to control our lives. Throughout this journey, we've discovered the wisdom of biblical teachings, the strength in understanding our fears, and the power of practical steps to overcome them. The scriptures provide solace and comfort, reminding us that we are never alone in our struggles. In the quiet moments when fear whispers, remember to lean into your faith, harness the power of prayer, and use the tools we've discussed. Embrace the peace that surpasses all understanding, the peace that is promised to us. If you are feeling a lack of it, ask God to give you more. Fear may knock on our doors, but it does not have to dwell within us. You are stronger than your fears, braver than your anxieties, and capable of living a life abundant in peace and joy. Remember, you are not alone in your struggles. With faith, courage, and the right tools, you can overcome fear and live a life filled with peace and joy. I'd love to hear your experiences of overcoming and wrestling with fear in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to support this channel with more content. Peace be to you all.